Next email we have comes to us from Mike from Omaha, Nebraska. Hi, guys. The PlayStation Showcase out of the way and seemingly being a massive disappointment. I'm curious, do you guys have any prediction for Xbox's Showcase? Do you think they even address the dire state of the Xbox community? Maybe come out and reassure longtime fans that there's still strength left in the brand. They seem really poised to have a great year this next year, too, if they can commit to releasing some of these bigger titles like the Fable reboot and so on. But will it actually happen? Also, any chance of a surprise hardware reveal? Thanks. Hardware, no.
Not here.
I'll straight up say it.
Not here.
Not this year.
No, not here.
This year. No. That's the thing that I thought of after this PlayStation conference is like, even if you just look at 2024 and what we know now, count Hellblade out of the equation because it's not great. But you have Avowed in October. Supposedly, it's October. I want to say there was something you have in November. You have Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, which that is a big deal, whether I agree with that decision or not. It's a big deal. Like, I will play Call of Duty this year because I don't have to pay for it.
Right.
Indiana Jones, by the end of the year. Right there, those, I argue, bigger games than what PlayStation has coming.
Those three games combined are a stronger Microsoft lineup. Yes, Call of Duty's on both. It's a stronger Microsoft lineup than Astrobot and
there's one other thing I'm forgetting. Right. That's on
Forza,
that list.
Is there a Forza? No, right?
There's no Forza this year. Probably next year.
Fable's next year.
So if they can come out, reaffirm the lineup for this year, maybe even have that surprise like we've rumored, if you're ever going to do a Gears collection, this is the time. And I think if that happens, here's the Gears collection. Let's say here's the Gears collection. It's running on Unreal 5.
Fallout 3 remake.
Fallout 3 remake, I think, is another thing that's very plausible. That would be on both systems and will sell like fucking crazy.
Strike now. I mean, honestly,
strike now.
We're making a second season of this show, which is probably 2 years away. If you want to hold it till then, that's also a really good idea to do.
I think maybe you don't even put it out this fall, but maybe it's next spring.
Try to get it close to the show, I would say.
Yeah.
But whatever.
You want to keep the drip feed of Fallout.
That's true, I guess. But.
I do think that that's real. It was rumored a while ago, and I think if it wasn't, it is now. Where they're like full steam ahead. The Gears thing, I think if that happens, I think you're going to get a trailer for that, and that's going to lead into and we're working on Gears 6. Here's some footage of it, but that's not anytime soon.
Right.
And that will be Unreal 5 for sure.
They're not going to come out and apologize. They're not going to come out and say things are dire. They're not going to say.
They're going to act like everything's okay.
Like everything's great. We bought Activision. Call of Duty's Game Pass day one. They're gonna. The thing I'm worried about is it's just going to be the same shit. Where it's just like Xbox is the place to play. We have all the games. Blah 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 blah. Fucking blah. Because it's what they say every single time. And
I will still say they had the better show last year just because they showed new and interesting things, but nothing has a date.
Where is it?
Where is it? Now, if they can come out this showcase and, hey, here's a date for this, here's a date for that.
The time for fucking around is over. Like, they've killed, like, the Activision thing is done, and it's a good move in general, but it killed a lot of goodwill for a lot of people. And, like, the Phil Spencer, and, like, we just closed all this shit. That killed a lot more good. We can't keep pretending everything's fine. You have to release games, and they have to be fucking good. Like, there's no option anymore at all.
What do you think about the JRPG comment?
I would kill for it. I don't know how well it sells.
Not saying that it's Lost Odyssey like a remake, but just the comment of like, if you're a big fan of the 360 era JRPGs, you're gonna be a fan of this show. Was the comment that was made.
But it has to be something people give a damn about. It has to be something that's coming out relatively soon, and it has to be good. Like, the argument now is like these games have to be good because your last couple of games have sucked. From a critical standpoint, from a sales standpoint, Redfall's a dumpster fire.
It is
gone. Yep. Starfield, you like it. I like what I was able to play, and I will play it when it comes out on PlayStation.
It's a much better game today than it was 6 months ago. Or
bombed. Like, it did. All of this shit bombs. All of it does. Master Chief Collection, we talk about it good now. It was fucking terrible for a long time.
It took 10 years to get to the point that it is now.
The thing is the hype machine is good. but then they fucking back off of it. It comes out and it fucking bombs. Name the last Microsoft exclusive game that nailed it.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, a game I love, but it fucking
but it bombed. I'm saying, for me, that it nailed it.
The game made what, $40, we found out?
I think Gears 4 did pretty well for them. That was pre-Game Pass.
Halo 4?
Halo 4 did very well. Halo 5, as much as I dislike it, did actually do very well for them.
Look how far back you're going.
I know. Halo Infinite, I actually looked it up today. Here's the funny thing about Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite has made them almost $1 billion. I don't know if you knew that. I learned that today.
How?
And that's just from the first 6 months of that game. It was on fire. Like, people played the shit out of that multiplayer the first 6 months. Microtransactions, stuff like that. Like, that did work, making that game's multiplayer free to play. And that's another thing you have to remember. That multiplayer is not tied to buying Halo Infinite or having Game Pass. It's free to play. Right. So, because I saw somebody post that today and I went, look, like, is that actually true? And it is. So that is one of the more successful Halo games, which seems wild to me. And I kind of almost hate that it is, because that's not what I want Halo to be in 2024.
That's all that's left.
So exactly. But yeah, and that's the thing is, like, what's their last big, huge banger of a game that everybody was talking about? It's Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Which was not a big game. But was wildly successful. Again, Game Pass. What game wasn't sold? It's on PS5 now, right? It wasn't Switch.
It's on sale right now on PS5.
It's sold well on PS5, from my understanding. Yeah. But again, that's not a huge that's not a God of War. No. That's not a Horizon. No. That's a small title. So I think if you can come out at this showcase and give me, this is always the dream for me when they have these showcases, is take your showcase, show me everything I'm going to be able to play from now until the next showcase.
Sure.
A year from now. Okay. So if that means Fable's in there, cool.
Stuff that's already
give me the potential date for that. If whatever, and give me the potential dates for these games. Okay. That's what I would like to see at this conference. If you want to show some stuff that is a little bit further down the road, like a Gears 6, fine. That makes sense. But only in the context of, hey, here's a Gears collection that comes out in September.
Right. It's this.
But also we're working on Gears. Yeah. But also that means we're working on Gears 6. So
a cog comes up and there's a 6 in the middle.
I do also believe the rumor that there will show the next Forza Horizon here.
Sure, why not?
Is it the Tokyo game that everybody wants? That's what they wanted last time.
Right.
So that's always the rumor. Everybody wants Tokyo. Everybody wants Tokyo Drift.
Everyone wants Tokyo or Japan for everything. Remember, the biggest thing for a long time is next Grand Theft Auto set in Japan. What if they're never going to do that?
What if they get the actor that plays Han to be a character in Forza Horizon Tokyo? Sold.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, and I said this in the thing I had it earlier, is like, once again, like, Sony's put out a bad conference and the ball's in their court. They could have a fantastic conference.
Wouldn't be hard.
Could turn things around if they wanted to, in the sense of, hey, we have games that are coming out.
Right.
Are they actually going to do it? I don't have faith that they will.
I don't either.
Because they never do.
There's no reason to believe anymore.
There isn't. The other thing okay, so we know, like, the backwards compatibility program ended a couple of years ago. Do you think they reopen it because we have Activision now?
I don't think it ever gets reopened, like, formally, but they could just be like, this works now, kind of a thing.
Because I do think there's going to be a part of this conference where they go, hey, we're going to drop all of these classic Call of Duty games on Game Pass on this day.
God, they should.
Or whatever, Tony Hawk, whatever, what I mean? Like,
just do it.
Yeah.
Stop playing, or stop pretending, or, well, the market research says
American Wasteland.
The market research says we should do it as like a rollout where, like, every other week we release them out of order. No, just fucking release it.
Just fucking
get a huge influx of people. You guys want to play Call of Duty World at War Online? You can. Here you go. Like,
and if they put those games on Game Pass, they will all be the top 10.
They'll all jump in
because there's going to be the groups of people that
crazy.
There will be the groups of people that like World at War Zombies more. There will be the groups of people that like Black Ops Zombies more. And so on. So, hey man, and that's why I just said, like, give me American Wasteland backwards compatible.
Oh,
it'll never happen.
No.
Those games will never happen because
music
of music
is fucked in those games. Yeah.
Right.
Although I would have said that about 50 Cent Blood in the Sand, and they made that happen. So I don't know.
Tony Hawk probably hard.
Final question I'll pose before we move on here. Do you think at any possibility Perfect Dark shows up at this conference?
No. Did we talk about that last time? Was that on the last episode about
either last or the one before?
Fucking thing where they're like, Perfect Dark's in a great place. Go fuck yourself. Everything
it's not.
we have heard about Perfect Dark is that it's in shambles. It needs to be torn down, redone. You haven't seen a damn thing since that trailer thing back when they showed it with her looking at a pyramid. No, there's some that dumb rumor going around. It's actually in a great place. It's actually going to get talked about.
No, it's not.
It's gone. And that'll be the kind of thing where in an interview a year from now, it'll be a secondhand comment. It's like, well, we've stopped work on Perfect Dark.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The initiative's actually shut down.
We burned that building to the ground.
That's why I laughed when that was like, oh, the initiative's actually in a really good place, and they're going to be ready to show this game off for a 2025 release. No, they're not.
No.
There's no fucking way.
That would blow my mind. That would be the weirdest announcement they could possibly make.
If it happened, yeah, cool, great.
Yeah,
show me, blow my mind with that. I would love to. I would love to be on the other end of that showcase. Go, I can't believe that they showed Perfect Dark and it's a real fucking game, and I get it next year.
Well, then and then we were talking about is Banjo 3 a thing?
Because it sounds like they signed a deal with that company.
With Playtonic.
What's
Playtonic?
Okay, Playtonic. And sure, if you're gonna get them, if you're gonna at this point get somebody to make a Banjo 3, you get those people that originally
is Banjo 3. Like it
is.
Yeah.
So I get
just without the two characters that you wanted it to.
I'd love it. Ukulele is a great game, but I would love a new Banjo. But like, come on, that's not going to happen. Unlikely.
They say it every year.
Yeah, it always comes up. Nuts and Bolts 2.
It's like the Gears collection, like Break Glass for I don't have a prediction.
Right.
Gears collection,